rockin'. Skin clear, still look young, Andy Miller knockers. Money in my pocket, don't call me a money pocket. Engine get to rocket, it sound like a thunder rocket. Yeah, I still love my baby even when it's toxic. Crazy like she Britney, but no, she don't shade the knock. Russell Wilson way I get low and stay in the pocket. I get paid and do my dance like a touchdown. Yeah, I can't do no time, don't leave that gun around. In my teens, we were acting up and running around. Now we're grown, still get to it if it's necessary. On the ground from January to January. Never met nobody who retired when they were young. So I guess I gotta get it to the cemetery. Getting paid just for rapping is fun. I lit up around a month in every February. Told them side, no electric. It's getting hectic. 777. 777. Yeah. Told them side, no electric. Yeah. It's getting hectic. 777. Yeah. 777. Couple of money in my head just to say they did it. Can't lie, I'm so paranoid and the windows tinted. I own everything around me, you can say it's rented. Not talking phone numbers when I'm talking 7 digits. Earn it by the day, every second minute. Used to pay me none, look, now they pay attention. Everybody say they drip, but I banded it. See them copy all the looks, but I stay switching. Pick up the loot, then hit the bank. Can never change, still wrote the change. Captain say the pay, this ain't the day. They made me wait, I'm breaking chains. Yeah. Told me feeling bubbly out the rose. Took a minute, but I got it out the slow way. Friends turn to foes, haters tell them go away. Rappers make a shiggy dance like a soul train. Told them side, no electric. Yeah, it's getting hectic. 777. 777. Yeah. Told them side, no electric. Yeah, it's getting hectic. 777. Yeah. 777.
see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. I've been on the flex since flex on. Neighborhood all in your eardrums. I ain't never scared like Bone Crush. Boy, I got God, don't fear none. that's a no. Go high, go low. Like spinning in a 644. Cash money like 444. Ball like AD24. No sleep, need more. Pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up. Ooh, I'm a real one, my day ones. Try speak up, can't say none. Try dig dirt, there ain't none. I make the money that save up. 10 to 80, my save ons. Take to the top on the baseline. New car, race on. Fast lane, pace on. With the booyah, that's a flex. Not human, I ain't from another planet. I'ma teleport, might vanish. I'ma wake up, do damage. Jordan number 7, he's bored though. Working all night, need more though. I remember nights I was poor though. Pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up.
Personal, but I ain't lying. I ain't hiding. I've been grinding, multiplying. I've been trying to get my weight up, staying prayed up, meditating and taking time away. You always posting up pictures, trying to look like you winning. I'm writing rhymes in the kitchen, soaking in moments we live in. Yeah, you got the nerve to be on me. Faking your life for the IG. If you got my number, don't add me. Cause baby, I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. Baby, don't check for me. Taking time out to be.
Roll call. Shout out to the CIA.
Don't take it personal. We just building. It's my season. Lay foundation. Make a name for generations. Please and make a. Then take a break or a little vacation and chasing blues away. You always posting up pictures, trying to look like you winning, or look like you always be working, soaking the moments you live in. Yeah, you got the nerve to be on me, faking your life for the IG. If you got my number, don't add me, cause baby, I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. Baby, don't check for me. Taking time out to be and live my life off screen. Taking time out to be and live my life. I'm in.
How we doing? What's going on? Welcome back.
I cannot say what's wrong or right. It's not hard to fool me.
Oh yeah, ladies' night, Wednesday night. Back in the day, the nightclubs, Wednesday night was ladies' night. Come on.
Where we are heading now, baby.
700 people in here. Let's get the likes up. Let's do it. I like the new show border. I like the new show border. Keep the border on there. Now be nice to everybody. Don't get ignorant in the chat room. Get the likes, get the likes, get the likes. Man, we don't even have 200 likes in here, man. Hit the like button or we shut this sucker down. Shout out to Oshay Duke Jackson. Shout out to the people over at Madame Noir. They dropped a great article a couple of days ago. I want to touch base on that. Kind of lead us into what's going on.
I'm addicted to what you and I realize.
Let's get it.
The way I follow, no need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find a better one, yeah. Susceptible now, before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find a better one.
That's how we do it, people. Let's get to that Keith Washington, Candlelight in You. That's the candlelight setting. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, yeah. Shout out to all the confident, intelligent, and assertive men out there. One love to all the feminine, beautiful, and inspirational ladies out there. That's CIA, that's FBI. That's how we do the thing over here. Now, tonight, I mentioned it last week, we're going to get into a show that we're going to be focusing on women in the danger zone. The danger zone is the age between 27 and 35 years old, to where a lot of women just find themselves kind of lost in translation. If you've listened on my channel here or there, you've heard lots of women. You know, I had a woman, show the other night, a woman who was an attorney, 32 years old, church-going woman. Turns out that, she had been so focused on her career, on everything else, to where she just let life slip by her. That's what I mean by the danger zone. You look up, and before you know it, life has just slipped on by you, and you're just like, huh?
I'm in danger.
Shout out to Ralph Wiggum. I'm in danger. Yeah, a lot of women don't realize that this happens to them. The next thing you know, they're like, how'd I end up like this? Well, it's because our culture, the world has told women, don't worry about no man. You don't need no man. Get out there and do what you need to do. Men are, and a lot of times they have made men out to be almost not the enemy, but definitely the anti. And here's the thing. Like it or not, men need women and women need men. All right. Here's the thing. I don't want anybody mentioning any other content creators in my chat room. Moderators, if somebody starts talking about other content creators, go ahead and remove the comment and time them out. Guys, look. Enough. Everyone's not going to agree with what I'm talking about. And that's okay. But if you come over here talking about other content creators, I'm just going to assume you're trolling. And if that's the case, you need to be put out. All right, let me get into the start of this. Oshay Duke Jackson, he actually did a video on the very article that I was going to cover. And I said, you know what? Instead of trying to re-encapsulate it, I'm going to play his video. And then I'm going to add on my comments to this. And then I'm going to get to the monologue. Without any other Moderators, do me a favor. Type Oshay Duke Jackson's channel. You guys go over there and subscribe to the brother. You know he's on the Mount Rushmore, the manosphere, doing good work. But none other than, let's get right into it.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Oshay Duke Jackson. Back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Guys, we are talking about something very interesting here, family. And that is an article that I came across a few days ago on one of our favorite websites here, Madame Noir. Now, there are a lot of things going on in Madame Noir I just simply don't agree with, but I also understand that the site is not aimed towards me. But nonetheless, it is a very well-run site for the audience that it's trying to reach. It is very well put together. I wish I saw more black male blogs like this as far as the appearance of it. And it gives me more ingenuity to upgrade what we have over on the black juggernaut, the negromanosphere.com. But I want to talk about this article that talks about our new study reveals how relationships impact financial choices of black women. It's a very, very good article. And it breaks it down into their readership, okay? And they took a poll partnering with Civil Science. It talks to more than 350 black women, which, I mean, is statistically insignificant because 350 black women out of 20 million or more is just not a good number, but it does give you something about the readership, we can say. All right, and I want to talk about what's going on with black women and spending in relationships or dating. So out of these women, 46% of Madame Noir audience expects their partners to pay for dates, frequently or always. Okay, so that means that the other 54% don't mind going half, okay? Loaning money, about 41% of users have loaned money to their romantic partners. That's actually a lot, right? Only a third of Madame Noir users feel infrequently or always financially supported by their romantic partners. And more than a third, it could be 35%, it could be 40%, has made poor financial choices to please a partner at least occasionally. But what we're going to talk about today is the main one. 60% of black women expect to split or pay a greater share of the bills with their partner at least occasionally, which is 10% higher than the general population. Now, this tells a lot about their readership, at least those that responded to the poll at least, and shout out to them for giving us this information. But it shows that one of the things of this is that as much as that we're pushing African American women into business and into finance and into other things, it has not helped them with black men.
Stop right there. Very important point that the brother makes. As much as the black community has pushed black women into higher education, it has not helped them when it comes to social life. It certainly hasn't helped them when it comes to marriage. Because you look at the black marital rate, 26% and falling. And that still has the remaining boomers and Generation X. If you just had the black marital rate for early, trail end Gen X and late millennials, you'd probably be in the teens.
The numbers are showing it here for the readership. And I know this statistically significant to the whole population, but it is significant to their readership. If you are 18 to 34-year-old woman in the prime of your life, okay, let's be honest, There are a lot of good-looking black women in that age group. There are a lot of ones that are sandling it up, weaving it up. There are some that are hurt looking like me. We get it. But in the prime of your life, you go into a relationship to expect to pay greater share of the bills than your partners, at least occasionally. I think that what happens is that this is because a lot of women are being raised by their mothers, and their mothers are teaching them that this is what they need to do, okay? This also shows me that in this age group, a lot of the black women out there that are dealing with men are dealing with men for other reasons than their financial future, all right? Which means that as a black woman, you are educated and you are doing very well for yourself, but that's not necessarily something that you're looking for in the mate. What you're looking for in the mate are some of the other things, which, we can't call you a gold digger for that because, let's be real, sisters will give niggas a chance, right? I will say that. But what you're looking for is somebody that is more charismatic, more physically attractive. You're looking for someone that is a bigger personality, maybe has more sexual appeal, versus that a guy that is a builder, a guy that is a little bit more forthcoming about his career, more serious, and on the same level as you. That's not really your concern based on these numbers, on their numbers. I don't think that. That could be either one of the reasons, or the second reason is the Kevin Samuels reason. The Kevin Samuels reason. The Obsidian Media Network reason. The Oshay Duke Jackson reason. But we'll let Kevin Samuels rock because he's now the biggest channel in the manosphere. You just can't get those guys who will take care of you. And then
Danger zone.
That's what we're going to deal with tonight. All these college-educated career women who still find themselves having to pay 60%, expecting to have to pay, and a lot of other things, because when it gets right down to it, you can't get the kind of men that pay bills. You can't get the Henrys. Tonight we're going to be talking about the Henrys. Aaron's and Greg's are going to be spoken about really little tonight, because tonight we're talking about the Henrys. Because when you're 27 to 35, these are the college-educated women, master's, PhD, MBA, out there killing the game, and they're not trying to go 50-50. They are wanting men who can set them down, take the pressure off, and pay for the lifestyle. I'm good with it.
When you get into this abyss, it gets real rough in these streets, right? And when you look at this, see, Madame Noir is not talking about why 46%, 54% of black women are going to pay for their own date. Why 60% of black women split or pay a greater share of the bills. Why 41% of them are loaning money that responded to. So we're not talking about that it happens, not why it happens. We're going to talk about why. And one of the reasons why is that a lot of these women, either they are not attracted to guys that are the ones that are the builders, or those guys are not attracted to them. Which I believe that's a little bit of both. But I do believe the latter is more significant. So if 18 to 34 years
we got to get these likes up. We're
users
going to shut
expect
this
to
thing
split
down.
half or pay the share of the bills, well, then why have they accepted that? A young woman, 20, already accepting this. It's either that she believes that all black men are broke, she wanted to just stay with black men, which I don't think those are the truth, or
get the likes up. Come on. Least you can do is hit the like button. get the likes? Can you hit it one time? Come on. 4, 3, 2, kick it. Just a little bit of like. Man, they've already limited this stream. Jesus Christ. Can't say anything. Come on. Let's check it again. Let's refresh. See what we got. Almost halfway. Let's keep going. Over 1,500.
He's saying, accept me as I am. Okay? Now, if you're a woman that says, accept me as I am, you have the mentality that Lizzo has, then you will be paying for 60% of the bills. Okay? And the guy that you're going to be dealing with is going to be Dusty Ronnie. Okay? But if you're a woman that's saying that, you know, I'm going to look good, I'm going to be in shape, I'm going to be feminine, I'm going to do the things that is going to take me to go to the next level, you're going to be in that 40%, which are the 40% of women that are not paying for bills.
40%.
The 40% of women who ain't paying for nothing. Maybe they pay the cable bill, okay? Then you'll become the 54% who expect their dates to pay for everything.
40%. Remember? Henry's top 10%, top 5% man, and then the women who Henry's tend to kick it with are the women in the top 20%. The top 20% of women want them in the top 10, top 5, top 1%. But the Aarons, the above average guy, the Aaron, and the, you know, great regular guy, Greg, they're still above middle class. They're still in that $65,000 to $85,000 range. Still figuring the number out. But you know, they're still right there, 65 to 85. But those guys deal with women all the way down to sixes. That's the 40%. 6, 7, 8, or 6, 8, 9, and 10, because we don't use sevens in my system. That's the 40%. If you are better than a 6, as far as on the sexual marketplace value scale, you really could be in that 40% instead of this other group complaining about you got to pay bills most of the time. Let's get back to it.
You won't be a third of the women. You won't be 41% of women who are loaning money to their romantic partners, because see, 59% of women are not. See, and we talk about that. See, out of 175 black women on this, 175 of them say they don't have these problems. So we're going to get statistically significant here. See, there are women, I would say roughly about 50% of them, that are saying, Madame Noir, I don't have these problems. Do you know who those women are? Those are the women who are easy to get along with. Those are the women who know how to choose a man, who are putting themselves in a position to get the man that they want to be around. They're hanging around the right circles. They're not dealing with the Dusty Pookies and Ray Rays. Those are the women that are going to work on their appearance. Those are the women that are going to be in the gym. Those are the women that are going to be doing all the right things. Those are these women. You see? We don't want to talk about that. See, those are these women here. But when you see that these women that have 60% of these problems, they're going to be the ones blaming black men for these issues. And see, there's more to it than the numbers talk about. Because if this was about black men, I would be breaking them down too. Because I wouldn't allow them to come over there and disrespect the sisters or anything else. Because see, the numbers only prove that it's happening, but it doesn't show why it's happening. And this is why it's happening. When you can't get the guys that you want, you pay bills. When you can't get the guys that you want, you pay for dates. If your standards are too outrageous, you pay for date. You settle. So either you got to scale it back, or you got to work hard to get those standards. And what we've been seeing is a lot of people want to have those standards without working hard to get those standards, which leaves your ass paying for dates at Leroy's Chicken and Grits house. So guys, check out the article, the first link pulled to the top. I really thank you guys. It was a very, very good article written by them. Like I said, Madame Noir is well put together as a site. There's some very interesting reads over there. Check them out. And guys, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. It's your boy, Oshay Duke Jackson. Subscribe with the bell.
Shout out to Oshay for a killer video. He said it very well. We're talking about the women are in the 40%. The women in the 40%, they made a decision. They either decided to scale it back or they decided to step it up. See, when you're 18 to 24 years old, you can't have extremely high standards when it comes to men because you got nothing. At best, you may have a college degree in the works. 18 to 24, you're in college or you're out of school for a couple of years. That's tomorrow night's show for younger women. But I'm talking about the women who are
Danger zone.
fully out of college. They're out there doing the dadgum thing, and they are looking around for their counterparts, and they're like, well, where are all the good men at? And then they're the same ones talking about all these dusties and crusties and such and so forth. Well, why? Because the men you want to date don't want you. And that's where we're at. Why don't they want you? Why do the men that you want to date, the guys that match you in ambition, achievement, socioeconomic status, all these other things, why is it that women in the danger zone find it so difficult to become one of these men's wives? Because that's how we're keeping score. When you're a single woman, you pay bills. You pay for dates. When being single is expensive. So the question becomes, how do you get it done? How do you get it done? How do you get it done now? Well, first and foremost, you got to stop digging. You got to start recognizing you are where you are. And here's what we're going to get into. Here's what we're going to get into. Here's what we're going to get into. Now, here's what we're going to get into. We're going to get into how do you get up? How do you get up? How do you transition for the next part? Because when you're in the danger zone, this is when a lot of women decide to start trying to do outrageous things. Going back to school to get your MBA. Uh-oh, did I say that out loud? Yeah, this is when women decide to start doing outrageous stuff. Like I'm going back to school. Why, girl? I got to get my MBA. Well, why? Because you ain't got nothing else going on. You got nothing else going on, so you might as well go back to school. But that ain't going to fulfill you either. What's going to fulfill you is actually getting where you need to be, where you want to be. And that's up next to a man that you feel is on your level. Well, see, I know women in the 27 to 35 are not going to scale nothing back. You're not going to get these women to scale back. She's driving a Mercedes or BMW. She's living in a condo. She's used to eating at, going out and buying what she wants, doing what she wants. Scale back, live like she's on a budget. It's not going to compute. Even if she scale back short term, she's going to take it out on you for making her have to scale back. So I'm going to respect you and say, I know you're not going to scale back. So you're going to have to get it going. You're going to have to get to the level to compete with the 18 to 24-year-olds. because your income, your money, your education, your degree, all that stuff that you have focused so much on does not count. You're competing against tomorrow's group of women, the 18 to 24, and you should be able to beat them over here. See, they got the youth advantage. You should have the soft skills. You should have the I component of FBI together, the inspiration. But how do it's going to be coming down to the same thing. You're talking about leveling up to get with a Henry or a high value man. And in order to do this, take down these notes, 5 parts. First, you have to define your lifestyle. One of the things I do over here often is I help women define their lifestyle. Do you want to be married? Yes or no? I cut through the bull crap. Do you want to be married? How many kids do you want? And then the most important question is, do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant? Define the lifestyle. I'm not judging it. See, Henry's, like I talked about yesterday, they already know what they're doing. They don't have a problem paying bills. Let's recap for the people who weren't here yesterday. Henrys don't have a problem when women start asking about their job, their career. They don't have a problem when people start asking about their money or their resources because they're living the LinkedIn level life. You can find it on LinkedIn. They have a vision, they have a plan, they have a purpose. They know the kind of woman that fits them in the place that she fits. And at that point, they're in the hiring and vetting process. They've won big and they've lost big. We're talking about guys who fit over there. So how do you make sure that when you run across a guy that's like that, you put your best foot forward? Because the competition is fierce. The competition is fierce, and this is how you do it. First, you got to define the lifestyle. You got to say, I want to be a doctor's wife. I want to be an attorney's wife. I want to be a stockbroker's wife. I want to be whatever's wife. Why? Because you have to be able to move in those environments. You need to know what that lifestyle looks like. You're going to have to go back to school and study like never before. You got to define it. So that means you're going to have to study it. And here's the hard part. You're going to have to scrutinize yourself from head to toe, bucket naked, from head to toe, and look for all the imperfections, all the things you would normally want. You got to look at yourself from head to toe, bucket naked, and then inside and out. Number 3, you're going to have to dig in that Gucci wallet, that Chanel wallet, the Yves Saint Laurent purse. You're going to have to take money away from the girls' trips, the weekends out, whatever, and you're going to have to take significant money and invest it. You're going to have to create a financial strategy to enter into this world, to enter into society, this different social. You're going to have to start going to the places. The opera, the this, the that. You got to go there. You got to go there, and you have to be dressed appropriately. Then you have to know how to move in these places. Marcus can't take you out to the American Heart Association, the Heart Ball, and you don't know how to ballroom dance. Oh yeah, we're getting there. You walk funny in heels. Oh no. Yeah. So this is where you're going to have to invest. This is where the femininity comes in. The femininity coaches, instructors. This is where the etiquette comes in. This is where the image consultants come in. All that stuff. Yes. And ladies, like it or not, you either invest here or you lose, because you only have to 35 years old and you're competing with 18 to 24 year olds. You're competing with the best of the best for the best of the best. You have to, and this is where you should destroy women 18 to 24. You should dominate them when it comes to this part, because you should not only be able to be in these rooms, you should be able to converse in these rooms. A 19-year-old cannot work a room like a 28-year-old. She simply cannot. You got 9 more years experience or 9 more years experience. You should be able to use it, but you're going to have to invest. The key word in all of this is sacrifice. You're going to have to sacrifice money. You may have to go get a second job. You may have to go into debt. But if you want to become part of that 40% of women who don't pay the bills, you're going to have to pay the cost. Or you can go ahead and be cheap and stay in that 60% that pays at least half the time. I want to talk to the 40% tonight. I mean, you invested in a college degree. You might as well go ahead and invest in trying to find, did I say that out loud? Next point, you're going to have to educate yourself. You're going to have to educate yourself. When I asked somebody the other day, have you ever hosted a dinner party? And she didn't understand what dinner party really meant. You're going to have to get in here and educate yourself on society, on the social world that these men float in, or these men want to get into and float in. See, that's the difference. If they're already there, you're going to have to be able to be on his arm and float in there and elevate him. If he wants to get in here, he has to have you on his arm to help make that path easier. Either way, the path goes that way. And then you're going to have to take action. No amount of watching videos, reading books. Eventually, you're going to have to put that little black dress on, those power heels, and get out there and circulate. And with this with the new landscape gone of the chance meetings that you're going to run into somebody, if you haven't read the article, New York City is dead forever, go read it. Internet connection, bandwidth has changed the game. So now what are you going to do? You're 27 to 35. I'm too tired. Well, you're going to have to lose sleep. Again, you're going to have to go, welcome to the hardest years of your life. Because you got to go do what you do right now to work, and you're going to have to, like going back to college, you're going to have to go get another degree. You're going to have to go major in Henry. Or, if you don't, if you take the easy path, you take the path of least resistance, you will likely find yourself in the next group. What is that? What's the next group? The next group is the fastest growing group of out of wedlock mothers. Women 27 to 35. In the 80s, the fastest growing group of baby mamas was teenagers. The fastest growing group of out of wedlock mothers are in danger zone.
Danger zone!
Why? Because many of these women give up. It's too hard. That's too much work. I can't do all that. Plus, I got to get into a size 4 dress. And I have to get a plant-based diet. And I have to become feminine, beautiful, inspirational, cooperative, submissive. I have to be fun to be around, easy to get along with. I have to be willing to play the back, become the first lady. I got to do all that. Oh, that's too much. I've been this way all my life. I can't do it. And these are the women who end up getting with a dude that's loose with his seed and going in and having a child. There's a book called Promises I Can Keep. Why poor women or something like that choose marriage over motherhood. But it really speaks to a growing demographic. Whose daughter just got pregnant? T.I.? T.I.'s daughter just got pregnant, right? And wasn't her that said, baby mama, good, but a wife? Oh, that's too hard. That's what we're talking about. See, women right here, I know many women who fit this group. Women who are 6-figure earners, who can go to the local fertility clinic, get a donor, go to the local fertility clinic or go get a donor, and then have their own child. Yes, and they get artificial insemination. So you see Big Mama, her mama. You see Tiffany. You see Tina or Angie over here, the career girl, the career woman, and then she has her baby. And what does she do? She treats the baby like a toy. The baby is in Chanel and Gucci and every all this other kind of thing. The baby is eating sushi at 4 years old. Oh man, we're gonna get it. Yeah. Cause she don't have a husband and she knows the chances of getting a husband, she's written that off. So she focuses all of her life onto the kid and becomes a single mother of one child. And if I'm going to tell you right now, as an only child, that's a horrible thing to do to a kid. But that's a choice. You don't have to choose to become a late 20s, early 30s single mother. I mean, it's a straight up choice too. So when you find all these women in their late 20s, 30s, scratching 40, who all of a sudden come up pregnant, ain't none of it an accident. Ain't none of it an accident. I know too many women. When this was happening in my late 30s, I was asked 6 times in a 12-month period to give a donation. 6 times. The first couple of times it happened, I didn't know what was going on. Then I started to realize what was happening. Oh, you're tall, you're educated, you're this, you're that. Hey, I've had women and baby packs. Go half on the baby. One woman wanted just an outright donation. Another one, let's just have an interaction and until I get pregnant. Man, anyway, all this is dysfunctional. Because it's like, well, I can't get the husband, but I can go get the baby. Trying to live the picture. So, those are the choices, ladies. You are a career woman. You have a job going. You have you're taken care of. You don't need no man because you can take care of yourself, but you want one. And the one you want is a Henry. How you going to get him? What are you willing to sacrifice while you're in the danger zone? To get him? Because from 18 to 24, tomorrow, all they got to do, 18 to 24 year olds, all they got to do is be for the most part. They just got to they got to get found. You got to go hunting. Because if you're 18 to 35, that's your window. Because after 35, from 36 to 60, I'm looking for a sound effect like a tumbleweed, like that showdown that like a tumbleweed rolling across the barren plain. That's what I envision with No Man's Land. That's that 36 to 60. I'm a career. There's something. How many women have I talked to on my show who may be really nice women, but they're in their late 30s, 40s, early 50s. And they're like, well, now I want a husband to finish out life with. And it's like, oh, wait a minute. That ship has sailed. What are we going to do? 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 Because messages like this is when a lot of folks want to try to kill the messenger. But it's not going to change. My question is this, ladies. You can go to the femininity channels, the level up channels, all that good stuff, and they are giving you a feminine view on a masculine problem. I don't know if I read this the other day, but I'm going to read it now. Shout out to sis. We're going to get together tomorrow. I got a message from a woman on Instagram. If she's in here and wants to shout herself out, feel free. Good morning, Kevin. I had to reach out to you. Someone recently suggested that I watch your YouTube videos. Initially, I was shocked and taken back by some of the things you were saying. I initially disagreed. However, It took some time to process through your words, and I spoke to men. And to my surprise, they agreed with you. I did some introspection and found out that I was looking at the world through feminine eyes instead of a male disposition. I'm a hell of a woman, and I can say this. I did some of the things you said do, and in 1 week, I had not one, but two very high value men that have pursued me. Your method may be an anomaly to the norm, but it's what's needed. This moment has been enlightening. Thank you. Now, this sister runs female empowerment. And she's asked me to speak at her women's conference of sort, where they're going to have at least 1,000 women there next year in Fort Lauderdale. Of course I'll go. And she'll be in town tomorrow. So we're going to have a preliminary business meeting. And what I'm saying is you don't get much more high value than I looked at her background. And yes, if you're putting on a conference for thousands of women, and she was even pushed back, but what did she say? She listened. She wouldn't ask men. And she said the men were like, oh no, yeah, that's what we think. And she had to say, wait a minute. I've been telling women, we've been saying one way, but the men want something different because the men get to decide. And she tried it and it worked. Woman after woman after woman. I listened to you. I didn't like it. Then I went and asked the high value men that I know, and they were all like, oh yeah, we watched this. We agree. Yeah. Thank God somebody's saying it. So here's the thing. All the women who are telling women what to do, I'm not trying to do what you do. Femininity instructors, good. Hey, go. But at the end of the day, the consumer of a product that is a woman is a man. And every woman that any one of you are working with wants a man. And the men agree with me. That's where I got this stuff from. There are no men in your areas saying, yeah. Number one. Number two. For a woman, oh man, he don't know what we talk about. He this, that. The work shows everything. I will say this as we open the lines. Always be kind of leery of people who want you not to believe your lying eyes. They want you to believe what they say. If I don't know them personally, they can't tell you nothing about me. They can have an opinion about me, but I don't know any of these people personally. They're just talking. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get into it because I want to talk to some of the ladies in 27 to 35 who are like, hey, I want to be in that 40%. I want to be in that 40%. I'm tired of doing this. I want to be in that 40%. I'm good with doing this. This is not working. I'm good. Or I want to talk to the women who are in that 60% and say it's better to be over here. I would rather be in this 60% over here because at least I can control what's going on over here. But let's look at the article just to begin with. Madame Noir partnered with Civic Space to poll more than 350 black women on their spending habits and relationships. Here are some highlights in the survey. Paying for dates. Almost half of the audience expects their partners to pay for dates frequently or always. Black women expect you to pay, gentlemen. And they say the audience. I'm going to say, that being nice, they want you to pay all the time. Frequently or always. I think the audience is really, well, I think a lot of women who answer that are tipping their hand because they can't get the guys who pay all the time. Paying for bills. 6% of 18 to 34-year-old users expect to split the bills or pay more money or pay a greater share of the bills than their partner, at least occasionally. That means 60% of black women from 18 to 34 expect to be the breadwinner. Not over here. Loaning money. 41% of users have loaned money to romantic partners. I have never, ever condoned this. borrowed no money from a woman, man, please. Where did they get this shit from? About a third of the Madame Noir users feel that they frequently or always financially supported by their romantic partners. So a third of these women feel like they are frequently or always supported by their romantic partners. Okay, so about a third of the women are covered. And then more than a third of the Madame Noir audience has made poor financial choices based upon to please a partner occasionally. So, almost half of the users are reported rarely or never doing so. Let me tell you something. I have never borrowed any money from one I'm dealing with. No, thank you. Don't have to. Now, has a woman ever had to borrow money from me? No. When you're with me, you're covered. You don't borrow it. I pay for it. Heck, I even had female friends, and I don't want to get on to that story, but guys, Henry's move a certain way. So the question is, do you want to be in that 60% who has to carry the burden? Do you want that? Do you want that? Because what comes with that control is a lot of stress. But if you want to be in that 40% who the men got it covered, at 27 to 35, you're in the prime position to make that change. See, 18 to 24, they're going on a lot of information from parents, society. They don't have enough experiences. 27 to 35, you know what it is out here. And you can choose whether the rest of life is going to be in that 40% range or in that 60% range. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. We're going to open the call lines. We're going to get to it. I want to hear from the ladies. I want to hear from you.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
What's going on here?
Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar, un lugar para trabajar, y si no hay pues emigrar. Todo money, money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienes lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te la ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo.
Yeah, the money world, girl.
Money world. El mundo quiere dinero.
You got to get on the camera if you want to be on this show. Women only. Women only, women only, women only.
Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work, yeah. El mundo quiere dinero, yeah. Money work.
Oh, Tierra. Tierra said y'all ain't ready for
se arregla con dinero, Money work. De corazón, la plata no te hace ser feliz. Ella de corazón.
What is that thing? It's called a waist. She's got a waist.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah, 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 yeah. Money world, money world, money world. Se arregla con dinero. Money world.
Luna.
Lunático.
All right, here we go. Part 2 of the Shizzo. Now remember, when you get on, I need to know what track you're on. You're on that 60 or you're on that 40. Either way, it's okay with me. No heat, no judgment. But you got to get on the camera because I have to be able to see who I'm talking to. Not dealing with trolls. And first come, first serve. Here we go. Oh, dang. Let me see. How do I want to do this? Bunch of strange people. Money world. Money world. Heights of you. Yeah, that's not going to work. I don't know what you think you're doing in the dark over there. Got some damn vampires in here. Let me hide. Nope. You're going to have to do better than that. Whatever, Jones. Money world. Let's put that down. Let's open that up over here. Rashid, Miss Jones, you have the light behind you. You're going to have to turn that around. The light is behind you. That is blackening your face. Yeah. Some basic turn. You have to turn the camera the other way. Or put the light on in front of you. Put the light in front of you. I need some basic audio visual stuff, man. What in the world y'all doing, man? Like, let me, no. Or turn that light out. Turn that big light out. And turn the light on in the room. Okay, to the people who call into the show, if you have a big bright light behind you, it's blinding the camera. The light needs to be behind the camera, in front of you. Lady, you're sitting in the pitch black. That won't cut it. This is funny. So, as we're trying to get these folks to figure out how to work a camera, I laugh because women 27 to 35 should be really living their best lives. Why? Because you should have it all out of your system. You should be done with the partying, the clubbing. You should have been able to go, had your girls trips, had your fun, that kind of stuff. Now you're ready to get into the next phase of life and knowing what you want. See, younger women got a lot of this like, well, if I get married right now at 21, I haven't had a chance to live life. You know what's out there. Danielle, okay, I'm gonna ask you guys to start your video up again. Yep. You should know what's going on. But here's the thing. Are you ready? Because like it or not, there is a weight component, a fitness component. And see, if you've allowed yourself to just go, let yourself go, well, that's not on me or on anybody else. That's on you. That means you're gonna have to do what you're gonna have to do, and you don't have time to waste. I mean, like women 27 to 35, danger zone women. When I hear these women talk about I'm slowly getting back into shape, man, you don't have no time to do nothing slowly. You better be rushing to try to get back into shape. Hiring a personal trainer, a nutritionist. You better go like they work on somebody in a emergency room. All hands on deck. Raynisha Jones. If you don't get on the camera, I'm gonna put you out also. You have no time to waste. You have no time to waste. That's what I need you guys to understand. When you're in the danger zone, you have no time to waste. Why do I call it the danger zone? Well, because you're too old to be going to the 21 and under clubs. You're old. You're an old woman. Everybody else is already getting married. They're on their second, maybe even their third kid. You've got 3 years at 27 before 30, which is the wall. And every year that you waste, you can knock off. Here's what did I tell? I'm not going to tell younger women. Every year you waste, you can knock off $50,000 from a man's income. So let's say you're 23 years old and you meet Mr. Henry. You can find a man at the height of the income. But every year, 24, he goes from 350 to 300. 25, he goes from 300 to 250. 26, from 250 to 200. 27 to 150. 28, 100. Fully in the danger zone. By the time you hit the danger zone, the most you can hope to get in the danger zone is a 6-figure dude. Not no high figure dude. You are lucky to find a guy crossing 6 figures in the 20s. And see, a lot of women get that confused. They're like, well, wait a minute. I thought I should be able to attract a man better at my 28 years old. No, you're still trying to attract men like women do. I mean, like men attract women. Hey, Raynisha. Bye-bye. Now, I can do 250. No, you got to keep your camera on. You got to keep your camera on, sis. You go ahead and unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, please. Tanisha. She removed herself. All right. So, why does it seem like there's no chance for women in this area? Well, it's not because you don't know what to do. I meet a lot of women. I speak to a lot of women who are in this area. They know what needs to be done. They know. Even the women, the percentage of women that are in shape, they know a lot of this comes down to their attitude. And sadly, far too many of them want the high value lifestyle, but they don't want the man that comes along with it. That's why you get this whole accept me like I am. And it doesn't work that way. Here we go. If you want to get on the show, here's the link. See, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start a fire right now. I'm not going to lie. There's been a large group of non-black women who have been coming to the channel, asking how to get on the channel. A lot of women who are like, I like black men. I like whatever. I don't know if a lot of you sisters understand that you got an opportunity, but do you even value your group of men? See, thinking they're always going to be there, that's not true. They're not always going to be there. They're not always going to be there. And if you're the kind of woman that gets upset when you see a guy marrying out. So let's say you see somebody like Keith Henry. You see a Marcus. You see him marrying out. Then you get mad or upset when you see him with a white woman. When you see him with Becky. Well, what did he have to pick from? Were you there? If you see a man that would do it for you, why didn't he marry? Why aren't you his woman? Your microphone needs to get connected, Ashley. You can unmute yourself. Go ahead and leave your phone right there. Right. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Ashley. All right, let me make sure we have your audio. Go ahead. What do you got for me on the topic? Ashley. Speak. Oh, poor baby. She muted herself again. Hello? Go ahead. Right now, just say something. God damn it. Ashley, speak. Stop looking on YouTube. All right. If you can't figure out a computer, you can't be with a high value man. I don't understand, man. Why is this so hard for so many people to understand? If you can't figure out a computer, what you gonna do? Okay, Ashley bounced out. For the people who are just calling a troll, you're not going to get in. You might as well save your breath. You won't make it into the show. All right, now your microphone's not connected. You have to connect your audio. So I will open it up for ladies who want to call in. You don't have to strictly be in the danger zone, but you do need to be looking to get married. Women in the danger zone get priority. Ashley, unmute yourself. There you go.
Hi, Kevin.
My gosh. How are you?
Good, how are you?
What took so long?
You know, I have my best friend who's in the danger zone on the phone while I was trying to
okay,
connect.
but what I need you to know is you keep looking to the side. Like, is there a computer on or something?
I have you on my TV, but you're muted.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you turn that off so you can just focus on the conversation?
Okay.
All right. So, you're calling on your behalf or on your friend's behalf?
I mean, I'm calling on both. I'm what some would consider in the danger zone, but I'm married. So, I think I have a little bit of perspective to what you're saying is true, because my best friend is also in the danger zone, but she's not married. So I think I can.
Okay, so but why is your friend not calling? Why is she not calling?
I think she's too scared to call.
You have three-way? You need to get your friend on.
I do.
You need to get your friend on. Is she watching the show?
Yes, she's watching the show. We were watching you together.
Tell her to get that big ass on the phone. I don't want to talk to a married woman. I mean, tell your friend to get on. You could be on with her.
Okay.
I'm going to put it in the chat room. What's her first name?
Wazoo?
Quazu?
Yes.
Quazu, get on.
She's gonna kill me.
Oh
Let me see.
well. Here's the thing. She gonna kill you. You got a husband to back up. She got to go through him first.
Right. Hold on.
See, it kills me, dude. If you can't step up and talk about it, how you gonna get it done?
Right. Let's see. I'm gonna send her the link. There.
Let me go ahead and get this troll in and out. Acuna. You've called in before, haven't you? Yeah, she's called in before. Quasi. Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna put you on the. I'm gonna put you. You need to unmute yourself, Acuna. Ashley, you're still here.
Okay.
Acuna, hello.
Hi,
Hello. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. How old are you?
29.
29. You've called before?
I did. No one was calling in, so I figured I would call.
Okay. I just wanted. So you're are you looking to get married?
Yes.
All right. So what do you do for a living?
Oh, okay. So I'm the girl who had the bridal store, and I'm a realtor, and I also have the.
That's why I asked you. You've called in before.
Yeah. No, I can totally bow out. I just figured.
No.
I
was just being okay. I just simply asked, did you call in before? And you said no, but you had. That's okay.
Oh no.
Let's keep on moving. Let's keep on moving. Let's keep on moving. Irrelevant. I remember who you are. The 39-year-old in Houston with the bridal store, right? Are you in Houston?
29.
29. Are you in Houston?
Atlanta.
Atlanta. All right. The bridal store and all these other things. All right. So, what did you think about the call after we had it?
So actually, interestingly enough, I think I've talked about that call like to everyone I know. With like especially like my mom and stuff like that, and my kid sister who's 14, and all.
Okay, you froze. All right, man. Hold on. What's
Actually kind of agreed.
Wait.
I think my mom probably didn't love your delivery.
Oh, it doesn't matter. She liked it or not. It's true. Guys, we need to hit that like button, and we're gonna need some more people to go ahead and throw something in it. You guys asked me to speak to more women about this subject, so now show your appreciation in the chat room. Hit the super chat, hit the Cash App, or whatever. Your mom didn't like my delivery.
Yeah.
Okay, is your mother married?
She's divorced right now.
How long has she been divorced?
3 years.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, unless your mom is planning on marrying, unless your mom's planning on marrying you, it doesn't really matter. A lot of you women gonna have to get over this whole "I don't like his delivery." Who cares?
Oh, I'm
just saying. No, I'm not speaking to you. I'm talking about in general because that's a comment that's often shared. I don't like your delivery. I didn't like this. I didn't like that. The truth is, it is what it is. Now, 29 years old. You went to Columbia? Cornell. See? You're an Ivy League grad who and you were in economics?
I did urban and regional studies and then concentrated in the market.
Okay, but so you have this huge Ivy League degree. You own 3 businesses and a bridal shop. And you see these women coming in to get married, and you're not. What if you had to look at yourself and be honest with yourself, scrutinize yourself inside and out? What do you think it is to date you? What do you think men would have? What do you think the men that date you would have to say? It's like dating you. Like
yes.
All right. See.
Yeah.
Hold on, Acuna.
Yes.
All right. I need you to make sure you're doing one. I need you to get out. Turn off YouTube.
I don't have YouTube on.
Okay. Okay. It's okay. Cool. Go ahead. What do you think they have to say? Dating is like.
Oh, well, before, when I called in, I told you that they felt like I was opinionated, but
Yep.
dug into that a little bit. I do think that probably what you said was right. That my I think it was like my energy, my tone was a little bit too aggressive, and I had never actually thought of that, to be honest. Like I think I'm used to always being in control, and so it was
In
different
control of
trying
what?
whatever
Hold on, hold
situation
on,
that I'm in.
hold on. Tammy Lee, what's wrong with big girls? Uh, a lot. I mean, if you want the honest to God truth, there's a lot wrong with big girls, and we got to start being honest about it. Men don't want women that weigh more than them. And that should not be an insult. We call things big that are obese. So, there was somebody in the chat room. All right, so you call back, you processed what I had to say. Are you prepared to do anything different?
Ever since I talked to you, I've been conscientiously trying to kind of bring my aggressiveness down and really.
That was 2 to 3 weeks ago, though, right?
Yeah.
All right. So when I ask, are you going to do anything, that means actually go in your wallet and hire a professional.
Yeah, I also researched about a therapist, since every single time I listen to you, you do emphasize that. To be honest with you, I'm not sure, like if it's, how do I put this? Not if it's me, like obviously, you know what I mean? Like we can all do self work. I don't know if I should be looking, not looking, like I am looking. I don't
So
know
in
how
other
to find a
words,
high value
in other words, guys, it was good information, but she's still in control enough to where she can fix it. So this woman, no. Because I asked you if you're willing to do anything, and you still have to be in control of it. You researched it. That's fine. But the last thing I said on the list to find a high value man. Let me go.
I mean, I'm looking for the therapist, like you said.
Have you gone to see him though?
No,
Well, then
I'm
that
still
doesn't
trying
count.
to figure out how
Then
to
doesn't
get
count.
one.
The last thing I said on the list was take action. See, the action shows everything. Ma'am, you are a 29-year-old Ivy League graduate with 3 businesses. You know how to get stuff done if you want it. So when I ask you, are you willing to do anything? Yes, you're willing to slow roll it. You don't have time to slow roll this.
I agree. I honestly think I'm just a little bit at a loss. Like, so do you think, if I may ask, that the only solution is essentially to hire a matchmaker? And if so, how do I find a matchmaker? Like, I know that kind of sounds maybe ridiculous. I have no idea how to find one.
Ma'am, how'd you find what college to go to? How'd you find what business to go into?
Research.
I mean, come on, ma'am. Is it really the question of finding a matchmaker? You live in Atlanta.
I listened to one of your shows, and you had said to find a man to matchmake, and there's a zillion women.
Yes, but you still have, okay. All right, let me see if I can whittle this down to you. I'm not getting the fact that you're really ready to move on any of this stuff. This is all just nice information for you. This is just nice to chit chat and talk to, because the first thing you said, it's the thing you talk to people about often. The conversation with me, right? Yeah, but you're not doing anything about it. You're just talking. You're not acting. You're talking. Talk. Like you're going to talk yourself into doing something. If we're going on what you say, if I said find a matchmaker, you're in Atlanta. Even if I said find a male matchmaker, you could have found one in a day. A therapist, you could have found one in a day and scheduled an appointment. You want it to be perfect. You don't want to take a... See, the women who are, especially the Ivies. Remember I told you the kind of men Henrys avoid, those really controlling personalities, because they drive you up a wall because they want everything to be perfect. They don't want to risk anything. I want to have every move be exactly right. So I would rather sit here and research everything to the nth degree and then go see somebody versus triage, get out here and get somebody, start getting the process moving. Trying to work it all out. And here's the thing. Time is the biggest enemy of women in this area. You don't have time to waste like this. So with you, ma'am, if you say you talk to people about the conversation I had, that's fine. You talk to your mother, you talk to guys, but you haven't done anything about it. It does not take forever to book an appointment with somebody.
Okay.
I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, like, it kind of goes against the grain if, like, you know, the whole arguing thing, like, and being opinionated. So I'm trying to kind of adhere to what you had said before.
All right, let's do it this way. You're in Atlanta.
Yep.
Okay. I moved to Atlanta, and I got plugged into the. Let's see how. Let's do it this way. Do you have insurance? Medical insurance?
I do.
What kind do you have? Cigna, Blue Cross Blue Shield, what?
I have Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Okay. Blue Cross Blue Shield. Let's see. Therapist. Have you done a simple Google search in Atlanta?
I found a guy.
Uh-huh.
The therapist part, I think I found someone.
Uh-huh.
Took a while, but the
And when is your
part,
appointment?
I got stumped.
When is your scheduled appointment? You don't have one.
Full cards on the table.
You don't have.
I'm kind of busy.
You don't
right
have
now,
one.
but
You
no.
don't have one. So in other words, see, now you start to get to the truth. You don't have one. So you went through all this exercise, talking to your mama, talking to all these other people, talk, did the research, but when it came time to take action, now I'm busy. Well, guess what? You spent more time talking to people than you would have going to the damn therapist. She's not the problem in her mind. See how this works? Matchmaker. Are they hard to find in Atlanta?
A male one, yes.
Uh-huh. Matchmaking, sir. It's hard to find a male matchmaker. I said a male therapist.
Okay, I thought you meant male both.
No, but you do with what you got. So go back to the therapist. You're going to tell me after doing all this research, you're too busy to schedule an appointment?
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, with all of the businesses and stuff like that right now, I should be working right now, but I honestly need a mental break. So I figured this is still being productive because this is something that's important to me.
But you're not paying me for this.
Nope. And I know that I've listened to enough of your shows that, you know.
All right, man.
that you say
You're
about
not
that.
really serious about this. So, and that's fine. But everything that I said from the first call still stands. It's not about finding a solution. It's about you being in control. And, you know, and you say you're not, you say you're not watching YouTube, but your eyes keep moving all around the screen like you're watching a computer.
I'm playing with my hands, to be honest, and I'm like, it's just.
Yeah, but I can
as you
see,
said,
but I
like,
can see the reflection in your glasses. There's a computer screen on.
Yeah, I'm talking to you on my computer.
All right, but here's the thing. Net of it, man. If this is how you are in a relationship, this controlling nature, it'll be very difficult for a high value man, a driven man to deal with.
Okay.
Have a good
I
day.
think for me, like, I'm trying so hard to like not be controlling right now. So
All right,
that,
well,
like,
control
I'm
what
still-
you can control and do what it is needs to be done. I have nothing else. You just witnessed a level 1 excuse maker. Level 1 excuse maker. It's always going to be someone else's fault. Again, I asked her, haven't you been on my show before? No. Lie. Straight. I mean, that's not a lie. I mean, you've been on my show before? Lie. No. 3 times. Then all of a sudden, wait a minute. I'm this person. Didn't I ask you if you've been on here? Oh, yeah. She lies so much she's not even, doesn't even know when she's lying. Let that slide. What do you think about the interaction? Well, the conversation I had with you is the thing I talk with most about people. So that means you take time out of your busy work day, since you're so freaking slammed, you can find time to discuss something you discuss with a guy on YouTube. See, people who are really that damn busy to where they can't breathe, pop their head up to breathe, they don't have time to chit chat and talk about this stuff. Talk about this person, that person, this person, your mama, blah, 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 but yet you can't put that time into finding a therapist and scheduling an appointment. And when I backed her into an ultimate corner where she could not obfuscate, duck anymore, I'm honestly too busy. You're full of shit. That's being full of crap. And what that is it's fear. Controlling people, in particular controlling women, have a real fear of having their control removed from them. Sense of self, sense of purpose, all these things are tied up into it, and you end up creating your own worst enemies, and that's fine. There's just nothing that you can do to talk to these kind of people. Those kind of people will talk you into oblivion and then still never do anything. So you just detach from them. Ashley, did your friend get on the show yet? That's your friend Kozu? Okay. All right, I see, ladies, I see D. Williams, I see Tasha, I see Jade A. Jade A, you're going to have to get on the camera. No one gets here with just a picture. So, Kozu, and how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
So you're the person that was scared to get on the phone. Well, not scared, but Ashley called, mentioned you. So are you in the danger zone?
I am in the danger zone. I'm 28 years old.
Okay. So what's the fear?
Well, my friend Ashley put me on to your video, so I've been watching and just reevaluating a lot of things, and I just don't want to get
Hold on. Jade, if you're not going to start your video, I'm going to bid you a good night. You don't get on without starting your video. Okay. How do I pronounce your first name? What? Cool.
Kwazu.
You don't want to get to a level to where you do what?
I just don't, again, like that, just like the danger zone, the age range of, like that you stated. I just don't want to be, blink and I'm like pushing 40 still by myself and not, in a relationship. So I'm trying to.
Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
All right.
When's the last relationship you've had?
The last long-term relationship or just?
The last relationship first.
The last relationship I was in was about like 4 or 5 months ago.
And how long did that last?
That was very short, just under a year.
That's not short, ma'am. I don't know what black folks think a year is short. That's a long damn time to be involved with somebody. And why did it end?
It was just inconsistencies, and it was also long distance, so that was kind of a challenge.
So for newsflash, people, a year is not short. We have become so dysfunctional in the black community. We think anything under 3 years is short. A year is a hell of a long time. Inconsistencies and long distance. Where was that person at, and where are you at?
I'm in Houston, and he was in California.
So by definition, you already weren't in a relationship. Long distance relationships are avoidant. So what was the longest relationship you had? What was the relationship you had before that one?
Oh, it wasn't really a relationship. It was more of a situation.
So, what's the longest relationship you've ever had?
Right around that year mark, I had a prior relationship, prior to this one, and that one was maybe like a year and a half. But I haven't
When
had
was that?
anything longer than that. Was
What age were you?
like 20. I was 22, 23-ish.
So, as it stands right now, I'm talking to a woman that has no real long-term history of cooperating with a man.
This is true. This is correct.
All right. Well, 22 or 23 was the last relationship that you would speak of.
Yes, and I'm 28.
All right. And did you go to college?
Yes,
What's your degree?
in biology.
Raised by mom and dad?
Yes.
Mom and dad married?
Yes.
Is dad helping you vet the guys you date?
No.
All right. So, as a biology major, if you don't exercise the muscle, what does it do?
It dies.
And what's the death called? What's the death process called? Atrophy?
Apoptosis?
Atrophy.
Atrophy.
Yeah. Okay. Your relationship muscles are dead. If you don't exercise them, you lose them. And too often black women think that, oh, well, I'll just take some time off to do me. And then you come back and that muscle is lost all muscle memories, weak and flaccid. Where do you go to interact with men that would be of the kind you'd want to be a wife to? The question again, where do you go to interact with the kind of men of the caliber of whom you'd want to be a wife to?
That's what I'm working on, because I feel
The
like
answer
the
is,
circle.
where do you go? Where do you go?
I go out.
Where do you
to
go
bond
to interact with the
I go out.
caliber of men with whom you would want to be married to?
I go out.
Where
with
do you
friends
go to interact with the men, the caliber whom you want to be married to? First things first. On the list, I said you have to define your lifestyle goals, i.e., what kind of man you want and where he would be. Remember yesterday when I had the brother call in, talk about all these thoughts out here, but yet he's still going to the same places? So many black women engage in magical thinking. I'll just go out and all of a sudden Boaz will just jump out of a maple tree. No. Where'd you go to college?
I went to University of Houston.
Why? What were your options?
Why did I?
What were some other why'd you go to U of H? Why didn't you go to Southern?
Well, I went to a military school for 2 years, and then I transferred, and it was just, I went to Baylor for a little bit, and then I transferred to U of H.
So in short, ma'am, you want to be a stay-at-home wife?
I'm not opposed to it.
Do you want to be a stay-at-home wife? How many children do you want to have?
At least 2.
At least 2? At most, how many?
At most 4.
So 3 kids.
Yes.
Do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant?
No.
Then you want to be a stay-at-home wife. See, this is why women in your age range, ma'am, lose to younger women. Younger women are supposed to be more blank slates. At your age, you should have defined what kind of man you would like to be married to, what kind of wife you would like to be to him. And you're just as blank as a 16-year-old. And that does not work. When a man is a marrying kind of man, he needs a woman who's already put some thought into it. Let me give you an idea. Let's say you met the kind of man you love to marry. Okay? Do you realize you would look like a whole lot of work? I don't. Have you owned a pet before?
Yeah, my pet's sitting right next to me right
What kind
here.
of pet is it?
He's a cockapoo.
Cockapoo.
Cocker spaniel.
So, how old is he?
3 years old.
And oftentimes, after 25, women like this tend to get dogs. Remember that show? I said they don't have men, they get dogs. And in Houston, it runs rampant. The Godfather knows what he's talking about. Because Houston is so spread out. And the sheer amount of finessing going on down there, a lot of women have kind of given up and retreated into their suburb area. But anyway, you got the cockapoo pretty well trained the way you like it to be, right?
Yes.
All right. God forbid something happened to the cockapoo. If somebody came along and offered you a puppy who had just been weaned, would you be up to take it on again?
I don't know about that.
No, because it's a whole lot of goddamn work to get it trained up to where it can be the kind of dog you want.
Right.
Doesn't matter how good a spirit the cockapoo has or whatever. What in the hell what would a man who's out here running trying to be a high value man need with a woman who's older that he has to train like a? You see the correlation?
I understand.
It sounds like you haven't put a lot of thought into this, which is that Disney magical thinking that far too many of our sisters have. And at the end of the day, you wake up and you're 40, no kids, and you've switched from dogs to cats. So what are you going to do about it?
Like you said, define what it is that I'm looking for.
Those are my suggestions. Are you a Christian?
I am.
Uh-huh. You been praying about it?
I have.
Right. Jesus ain't got nothing to do with this. It ain't got nothing to do with you and God, nor Jesus. This is the practical choice. You get to choose. Has nothing to do with God's will. You watched the broadcast I did on why high value men have left the church and Christian feminists. So many of our sisters are in church praying for Jesus, praying to send him a man, and even if he did send you a man, you're the 6-week-old suckling that just been weaned. This is the scrutiny that you have to get to, ladies. Because most men who are in the category I'm talking about they have no reason to tell you these truths. Matter of fact, they take a major risk opening their mouth to say stuff like this because they'll be talked about as toxic and male bashing and all this other kind of stuff. So you just are invisible to these men. And then you wonder why at 30 years old, when you're an accomplished professional black woman, why he skips right over you and goes to get the girl at Chick-fil-A. I got all these things, but is that what men want? And that's where you're at, ma'am. You don't know what men want, and and here's the thing. I don't know how you got here, but it is your responsibility to figure out what you want, because the sobering reality is if every black man in this country got married today, 2 million black women will be without a husband. You're 28. You don't have time to slow walk this. You don't have time to waste. And far too many of our sisters don't approach this stuff with a sense of urgency. So kudos for getting on the phone, but everything that you're talking about doing going forward is stuff that I said in a broadcast. Therapy, personal trainer, image consultant, matchmaker. Last question before I move on to the next person. Are you prepared to go into debt to figure this out?
I'm prepared to do what is necessary.
Are you prepared to go into debt to figure this out? Debt. Do you have college student loan debt?
I do.
Okay. What kind of money are you prepared to spend to figure this out?
There's not really a set number.
Give me a number. Give me a number.
I mean, I'm not sure what therapists run, but
well, for what you're asking, what you say you want, a man you can be a stay-at-home wife in Houston of 3 children. How much would he need to make?
a lot of money.
Come on, grown up. What's a lot?
Definitely over 6 figures.
How much, ma'am? Give me a ballpark.
I don't know. I mean, 300,000, 200,000 at least, and upwards.
Okay, ma'am, you're almost 30. You're a grown college woman, and see what I mean? You know how much it costs to live. Just do the. I mean, sisters, you can't be this lazy.
200,000 and upward.
Okay. 200,000 ain't gonna cut for 3 kids in the middle class. Cypress, Fairbanks. What neighborhood you gonna live in for $200,000 for the family of 5? And the mom has a car, dad has a car, the kids have college funds. The mom doesn't have to work. I mean, you see, this is painful because younger women are asking themselves, why don't these older women, y'all should be teaching the younger women, but y'all haven't even thought about it. I mean, no offense, man, you probably put more thought into the dog you bought. And that's how effective, that's how broken our culture is, to where our women put so little thought into the men, they're not even curious about us. They don't even know what it takes. I don't know. So when I say that to live in Houston, I've said this countless times, you're looking at it to have a middle class lifestyle to where where a woman can actually stay home. You're looking around $350,000. Because every woman wants the kid to have their own room in a nice suburban home that's in a gated community, or at least private community, that's in a nice school district or a private school. Kids should have college funds if they choose to go. If they all need their own car when they turn 16. And they don't want to just go to Chuck E. Cheese. They want to go to Europe for the holidays. Yet women can imagine all this Disney stuff, but when it comes right down to it, what kind of man is it going to take? So you ladies in the danger zone, you're acting like you're 16. And effectively, by the time the light comes on and you get curious enough to start doing the work to figure it out, you're in no man's land. So I'm going to go to Tasha. I know those are difficult questions to answer, but you got to start thinking about this kind of stuff. Because I'm quite sure when you went to U of H, everything you've ever done, if you're a college student, you studied which major to get into. Whatever neighborhood you live in, you study which neighborhood to live in. You own your own car or paying for a car?
I do.
You didn't just go buy the first car on the lot. You studied. When it came to a dog, you decided to do some study. But when it comes to a man, ooh. So We can't always put it off on the men saying that they aren't out there. If you ran across the one that you would like to be with, what is he going to get? This is where the whole "what does she bring to the table" conversation is. See, a lot of women used to get mad when guys would say, well, what does she bring to the table? And the answer would be me. Because sadly, so many of our women in our culture have thought so little of black men that all they really think they need to bring is their presence and their body. And then the rest, we could just make it up as we go. And then get upset when men say that's not enough. Take that off the table, then what else do you have? And then the conversation is all of a sudden our fault. It's a man's fault. Ladies, every other race of women out there know their men. They study their men. They're curious about their men. They like their men. They want to be with them. They aren't proud to live apart from them. They don't make songs talking about I'm independent. They don't go out and buy all these pets instead of getting a man. And then they don't go out and just trying to get a baby from somebody who's loose with his seed. Yeah, I thought I was talking crap when I started, but see how all this stuff kind of starts to fall into place? And no one's intending for it to happen. None of these women are bad people. It's just we have a culture that thrives on, there's a lot of people there's a lot of money being made on keeping sisters like this and men separate. Because she's got a mortgage or a rent, he got a mortgage or a rent. They both got utilities. They both got groceries. None of that stuff can be consolidated. They cannot focus on doing group economics. He can't go to work. She can't have the kid. And she can't start her own business in the house. I mean, so many things. So many things. All right, Tasha, what's going on?
Hey, Mr. Samuels. Let me know if you can hear me okay.
I can.
Okay, great. First of all, thank you for all that you do. Thank you for this show. I am a fat black baby mama.
Okay.
And I'm working like my hair is on fire. I found out about all this too late. And I am working like you advise the women who want a high value, high earning man just to get the better quality of men that typically are drawn to women like me. So I appreciate this opportunity to chat with you wholeheartedly. I grew up in high poverty, low income, fatherless neighborhoods.
Okay.
And because of it, I went through a period of really just eating my feelings. So I know you're gonna ask, how'd you get all that weight on you? Eating my feelings. Very early, my mom realized that I could be.
How old are you?
I'm 33.
All right. So what do you want to get out of? Okay. So the outcome you want to achieve from this show, this conversation is what? What's the outcome you're trying to achieve?
I'm on a path now that not many people agree with. And I guess just I'm listening to your show, just some reassurance, your opinion on the potential success of all of this, or
what do you want?
I'm going to keep going.
What do you want? I don't know what all this means.
I want to be married in the next 2 to 3 years. I would love to not have to pay significant bills, but there's a probability that I may have to pay some of the bills.
How many children do you have?
I am a mom of one.
Okay. And where did you go to college?
I graduated from college.
What do you do for a living?
I'm an IT manager.
At 33, do you want to have any more children?
I would like to become either a stepmom or have at least one other child of my own.
So the answer is you'd be open to it, but preferably not really.
No, I want more.
You said become a stepmom, which means you don't birth another one. Or at most you want to birth one.
Yes. Okay. But kind of based on what my husband would like to, depending on how that works. Because I don't think it would be my decision.
Slow down. Take it down a few. Okay. 33. I don't know why so many women who are, and when I say this, women get upset. Average women all got to have all these high value men. I don't understand it. If you worked at Walmart, would you want a high value man?
If I worked at Walmart, would I want to?
All
I
things
really
being
have to look at myself to see.
okay,
I
ma'am.
don't.
If you had a job, okay, ma'am. The question is simple. If you made $30,000 or $40,000 a year, would you want a high value man? If you didn't have a college degree, would you want a high value man?
Yes. Yeah.
Why? So okay. Let me ask you this question. Do you think that's normal?
So
Do you
one of the
think?
things
Do
I
you
want to
think?
share
No,
with
no, no,
you.
no, 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 no. Do you think that's normal for women who, or with a high school degree, working just right above minimum wage, $15, $20 an hour? Do you think women like that want high value men?
Oh, I misunderstood. No, I'm sorry. That's not normal.
No, it's not. So why do you get that?
So when I said high value man, I am a new listener, and when
What
I
does high
said
value?
that
What does high value men
wanted,
sound like to you?
okay, I may not have the correct definition, but what I am looking for is a man that would come to the table earning close to what I make.
So stop right there. See where we're already at? This is what I said earlier. You want a man based upon your education and income. Unfortunately, you've out earned your SMV, sexual marketplace value. Do
That's
average
true.
women get above average men?
Average looking women,
Do
do they get
average
high earners?
women get
I don't.
above
I don't
average men?
think average looking women. I don't think the average looking women would get the high earners.
So that would be
So no.
no. So why do you?
Why do I want a high earner?
No, why do you?
Um,
Why do you in particular?
why do I want a high earner or
Okay,
someone that earns close to
okay,
what I
ma'am.
earn?
It's just very simple logic. When you can answer the question when it's not you, but when it comes to you, it all of a sudden gets gray. Do average women get high value men, or do average women get above average men, high earning men? You said no.
No.
Then why do you?
Why do I want that?
No, why do you get it? Why do you think that's even a problem?
Oh,
Why is that
most
even?
women don't get it
But
in my
why do
range. No.
you? Okay, so you want a man based upon your income. He's in line with your income.
I'm shooting for the moon with hope, with the possibility to land at the stars, if that makes sense.
All right.
Meaning I'm willing to do the
All
work
right. No,
to get to the moon.
ma'am. All right. And this is when it starts to get people start to say I'm being mean. But ma'am, how tall are you?
I'm only 5'5".
Dress size?
I am a size 16.
How much did you weigh at your last weigh-in?
Okay, at my last weigh-in, I was 276 pounds. I am now 222 pounds.
How many rich or wealthy or successful men go out and get 300-pound women?
None of them. All of the men that are high earners in my city have very petite, beautiful women.
So, ma'am, why are you setting yourself up for failure?
Well, like I said earlier, I'm willing to put in the effort of a woman because I've got to work a little harder, as you can tell. I'm willing to put in the effort of a woman
You how tall?
that's looking for that.
Stop.
I'm only 5'5".
I know.
Just
And
to get a
that,
guy that's
oh,
probably
oh,
gonna,
you're not going to overtalk me.
oh, I'll stop talking.
How much weight would you have to lose to get to a normal weight, healthy weight?
I am on track now
How much
to
weight?
lose an additional
How
7.
much weight would you have to lose to get to a healthy weight?
And
100 pounds. When was the last time you weighed 120 pounds?
it's been a long, I would say probably in my teenage high school years.
So, this is going to be uncomfortable, ma'am. You can talk a good game. You can have all the buzzwords. And I really feel sad for our sisters that have gotten like this because our culture and our media has fed this. That women who are 300 pounds can sit back and think just because they can manifest and Lizzo and everything else, that all they got to do is, I can just decide to work really hard. Ma'am, you're 33 with a 33-year-old baby mama who's 300 pounds wanting a high value man. No, you need a man. An average, everyday man, and you'd be lucky and fortunate to get one of those.
Yes, that's my goal.
No, it's
Yes,
not.
sir.
You said you want a high value man, somebody earning what you're earning. How much do you earn?
I earn over 6 figures, but
And that's not. And how
I
many
don't
men
expect
earn
that.
over that?
They're not coming.
How
my
many
way,
men
sir.
earn over 6 figures? What percentage of men earn over 6 figures in this country?
What
percentage of men do you
I would
think?
say,
What percentage of men do you think earn over 6 figures in this country?
I would say somewhere in the teens, between
10%.
15 to 12%.
Okay, ma'am. Why didn't you marry your baby daddy?
He left.
Why'd he leave?
He left because he didn't want to be with me anymore.
No.
Co-parenting.
How old is your child?
We have an 8-year-old.
And you graduated from college at what age?
I had to go back because I took some time off to work. I was about.
Can you just answer
20
a direct question?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm chatty and conversational. I was about 26, maybe.
All right. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. Honestly, this would drive the men you're talking about would drive up a storm. Is your baby daddy earning more than you?
No, he's not.
No. What does he do for a living?
He's a barber.
So what I need you to listen to is this. This is your story. I'm a woman who's 33 years old, mother of an 8-year-old. I weighed close to 300 pounds. My child's father is a barber. Yet, because I went to college and I have a degree and I've lost 40 pounds, I want a man who's earning 6 figures plus.
No, sir, I don't.
I know I'm in the same show everybody else in the chat room is in. You want him earning at least what you're earning, and you like to not have to work.
I actually have a range I'd like to share if that's okay.
Are you trolling me, ma'am? Are you being serious? Please stop looking in the chat room. I'm honestly asking, are you being serious?
Yes.
Okay. You're delusional. Women your size don't get high value men. Much less women your size who are baby mamas. Much less women who are baby mamas to barbers.
I did have a question I'd like to ask, if that's okay. Would it be unrealistic to want? Well, first of all, I've got the therapist, I've got the trainer, and the dietitian. I would, as far as what I was looking for, like I said, this is kind of like a lower income area. So I had sights on a gentleman earning between 40 to 50K. I know that the role that I'm in, I probably won't be in forever. So 40 to 50K in this area.
Man, that's not what you came on here talking about. It's not what you came on here talking about. Stop. It's not what you came on here talking about. You came on here talking about shooting for the moon, landing amongst the stars. You came on here talking about, I would love to have a man to where I don't have to work and all this other kind of stuff. Now you're talking like, ooh, I'd be all right. Is it reasonable? ma'am, that's why I'm like, are you trolling? Are you being serious?
I consider it serious. I've been taking my notes, like you said, and I've
But
got
you're
it
not
here
my
in my
client,
notes.
ma'am. You're not my client, and you're taking notes
Oh,
about
I'm
stuff you don't.
sorry.
You're taking notes from a YouTube show. And as I'm talking to you, ma'am, you are all over the place. The reality of it is, most men don't want to marry baby mamas, much less obese baby mamas. And you
That's
know
true.
good and doggone well, you came on here talking about you want a man who's making enough money to where you don't have to work. And I'm like, what do you see? What I asked you, what do you see men that earn that kind of money with women that are your height and your weight? And you don't. But you're
And
just
we don't see
talking.
them
You're
ever.
just talking. And this is what our culture has done to so many of our women. They just think on the power of sunshine that they can just I can make it happen, and it don't work that way. It does not
Well,
work
I
it does
wanted
not
to
work.
get an
It
assessment
don't, no, I'm done with nope.
from you. So
Yeah, nope. You just talking. I mean, I'm really sad for this woman, cause I really believe she believes this. And you still looking in the chat room like, I get it. This is the most attention you've had. You can unmute yourself, but you cannot talk over me.
all right, I'm unmuted. Well, I wanted to kind of share that with you just to get your opinion on it, but I appreciate your input. Thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am. But you are completely on the other side of the moon. And the worst part of it, ma'am, stop looking at YouTube. Turn off YouTube. Turn off YouTube and turn off the comment section. Unmute yourself, Tasha. Please turn off YouTube.
I'm still here.
Please turn off YouTube and turn off the comment section.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not looking at the comment section. I'm trying to have a conversation with you. See, what's the longest relationship you've ever had with a man?
That would be with my child's father of 5 years.
I don't know what happened between y'all, but y'all have a legacy. Y'all have a kid together. And ma'am, if you're being serious, it's a chore to talk to you. And the fact that you want to be with a man who, at best, you want to have one more kid, that means you're wanting an ideal, perfect scenario. And it's admirable to say you're willing to do all this stuff, but realistically, if you tap into your logical mind, the last time you were that size was years and years and years ago. And are you going to, even if you lost the weight, could you maintain it? Because you're doing it to get a man. I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to go to the next person, but I am going to go to a few more calls. See, there are people in the chat room who are probably cracking up, just busting, ha, but I don't find any of this funny. This is what our culture has done to so many of our women. This is what telling them you the most lit. This is what that prosperity preaching, that telling there's no problem with you, sis. Anybody, that's what all this shit is wrought. A woman who can get to be her height, her weight, and she really can come in and think she can demand that kind of situation. And even if I don't get it, I'm willing to accept a little bit less. And not one thought was for the man that would have to accept that deal. What kind of man would have to accept that? This man has to go out and make himself the man he is, and he will come and get a wife like this. And even if he did accept her height and her weight, he'd have to accept her mentality. Then he'd have to deal with this child. Then he'd have to deal with the baby daddy, who's a barber. And he's what? A higher earner? Dealing with a barber? And what is he getting out of it? No kids. Maybe one. So when you ladies want to sit back and say, oh, that's so mean and so harsh, y'all ain't thinking about the men. You're only listening to what the women want. What would that man have to deal with? He'd have to deal with all that shit. And what these last couple of women have showed that they have not put no thought into the men. And when I mentioned to her, go back and get with your baby, newsflash, black women, your college degree means nothing to men. Your job means nothing to men. You are judged on your looks first. And after you pass the looks, then other things matter. And I know there are women who will sit back and tell you that it's not the truth, but they don't have a penis. And they don't have men. They can't help you. The women that are telling you it doesn't matter likely already have a husband or are single AF. Damn, this pisses me off. Ja, I'm gonna come to you next. She got her head down on the phone. Ja, how are you? I'm gonna round these calls out and be done with them. Ja, you gotta unmute yourself. How are you?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Does your camera freeze up? There we go. How old are you?
28.
28. What can I do for you?
So I'm in a relationship currently with a guy. He has proposed and I just recently turned him down. And I'm just wondering if I made the right decision.
Are you on the right show?
We're still in communication.
Are you on the
I don't know.
Are you on? I'm on a show about being in the danger zone and high value men. And are you on the right show?
I think so because I'm in the danger zone. And I'm wondering if I should pursue a relationship with him and move forward, or should I move on?
What does he do for a living?
He's a district manager at a janitorial company in Philly.
How long have you guys been together?
2 years.
And he proposed marriage?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he dropped down to a knee and proposed.
Yeah, it was just us though.
Did he present a ring? Mm-hmm. I don't know what means. I need a yes or a no.
Yes.
I mean, is there a reason you can't answer the question? Because if you can, I'll just go on to the next person.
Yes.
Why'd you turn him down?
Because the proposal happened after I had found him talking to other people, and I left him.
Wait, whoa. The proposal happened after you found him talking to other people. What does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, ma'am. Hold on. Did you make more than him?
No.
You turned him down? Then what's your question to me?
Should I move forward with him and try to
No,
reconcile things?
You turned him down. Is he still dealing with you?
Mm-hmm.
Is that it? Okay, you say mm-hmm.
Yes,
You say
he's
one more time, I'll click off.
Okay, yes.
I mean, how old is he?
49.
And you're 28.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Say again. Say again. I dare you.
Yes.
No time for goofy ass women. Why'd you turn him down after you find him talking to other women? Was he having sex with other women? Can you verify he was cheating on you?
No.
Then he sounds like he's better off without you. No time for games. 2 years a man proposed to you and you turn him down because you talk. Man, get French toast out of here. Brianna. Then Liv. Then D. Williams.
Hi,
then
Kevin.
Keisha. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's such a pleasure to speak to you. How are you today?
I am getting better. What you got for me on the topic?
Oh man, I'm scared. I'm about to tell. Oh, I ain't gonna tell you all of it, but I'm definitely in the danger zone.
Okay.
And I do have my eyes set on a high value man.
All right.
Mostly because I have my eyes set on a man that's in his purpose, and just where I'm from and where I live. If you're on your purpose, you can't help but to be a high value man.
How old are you?
So I'm looking for somebody who's gonna go get it.
How old are you?
How old are you? No, I'm not gonna play. I'm 35.
35. Do you have any children?
I do. I have 2.
Were you married to the child's father?
I was not. No.
2 different fathers or one father?
2 different ones.
Okay. What do you do for a living?
I'm in real estate. I'm an asset manager.
Okay. Now, obviously, you know I'm going to have something to say about the children.
All of it, yeah.
You said Philadelphia? No, that was the other caller.
I'm in the Bay Area.
The Bay Area. On the Oakland side or the San Francisco side?
I'm in the East Bay. I'm from San Francisco, but I live in the East Bay currently.
All right. How old are your children?
They are teenagers. My daughter's off to college, and my son is a freshman in high school.
Off to college. So you started early.
Mm-hmm. I did, yes. And I thought that I was just going to still be fine and 40 kids grown and just have a hell of a good time. But then I realized I'm kind of running out of time, and I need to think a little bit more strategic.
Well, your other child is how old now?
She's 17.
So you're about to be empty nester again. So one kid's off to college and one kid's got to be out of the house.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, my oldest is off to college next year, and then my youngest is 14.
14. Okay, that's a problem. Mm-hmm. So basically, any man that you would meet would get no children from you.
I'm not sure if that's true. According to my doctor, I'm healthy as a horse.
Do you want children?
I would love to have children again. I'm not I don't have to have
How
kids,
many?
Because I already have 2.
Of course you don't, but how many would you? How many would you have?
How many would I be up to have again?
Mm-hmm.
Up to 2. I think more than 2 would be a bit much.
All right. So again, you're in a situation to where you already have your life, you've lived your life, and now a man will come along and you just need him for resources and lifestyle. But what if he wants a life and children and all that other kind of stuff? You've already done that. There's nothing new. Hold on. Listen.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is the problem with these children. There are no new memories when women have children. It's nothing new. You already have a home, so you can't be a first-time home buyer. You can't go, honey, this is our home. First-time car, nope. First-time kid, no, got a couple of them. These men like to conquer and build. They like to go new areas. Everything that a man who's high value would be leftovers. And that does not satisfy high value men. That's why they go for younger women. And that may be a hard pill to swallow, but a lot of you ladies are going to have to check this high value stuff and realize if you have, move you to the side. Hear me and hear me well. If you have kids, you have knocked yourself out of the high value race. High value men have a hard time going around saying, I'm a stepfather. Especially if you have multiple kids. That's just how it flows. And I don't understand why he has to be so high value.
Well, maybe we could discuss what exactly high value is.
Well, you know what high value means. High value comes with a price tag. First off, there's money involved. If you watch my show, high value men started making about $10,000 a month. That's in Dallas, Houston, Austin, San Antonio. You have to adjust that to the Bay Area. $300,000 a year is nothing in the Bay Area.
I don't need somebody to make $300,000 a year. That's for certain. I know what my budget is like. I know what my lifestyle.
But that's your
what
lifestyle,
I would like to
man.
have. What I would like to
What's the
maintain.
longest relationship you've ever
And
had with a
he is
man?
15 years.
Huh?
15 years.
16? But you were unmarried.
15.
16. Why?
15.
Why didn't you get married to that person?
We had a very long engagement, and I finally ended it. I'm not gonna put all
16
myself,
years. 16
my
years,
stuff.
ma'am. Come on. There's no engagement to 16 years.
No, the engagement wasn't the engagement. was not
Let me
15
stop you
years
right,
long. The
ma'am.
engagement was
That's
2
too
years
much.
long.
It's too much. It's too much.
I agree with
It's too
you.
much.
I left for reasons.
No. Your situation is too much for what you're at. A man, a decent man who's working is what you can ask for. I don't care about your job, the amount of money you make, how fine you think you are. A decent man. Your background is chaotic.
Okay.
And men with options. Okay.
Go ahead.
I got other people to get to, man. I'm not trying to be as nice as I can, but no, 16-year relationship that you didn't marry somebody. I don't even want to ask the question because I know it's some BS. And that's the reality. That's what you take on an open dating market and present to another man and to a man. And he's gonna be like,
Can I ask you a more specific question?
let me ask you, what is he getting with what we know what you want. What does a man get with you?
I'm a great partner. I definitely believe in partnership. I'm definitely feminine and very inspirational. I'm hardworking in the home and outside of the home. I have a nurturing spirit. I'm a good person to talk to. I can
Then
hold
why
great
aren't you
conversation.
married?
I don't put it out there, but I have my reasons why I had to leave. I'm not gonna be like all these.
All right, but
that.
okay, but here's the thing, man. I'm trying to get you to put your business out there. 16 years. If it didn't happen in year one, and why aren't you married? If all those things, you should have been married.
Because I didn't have my eye on the prize.
Exactly.
I was enjoying the relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You wasted your
I was
time and you
enjoying the
blew your
relationship. I was having too much
opportunity.
fun.
You wasted your time and you blew your
I agree.
opportunity. So now this is what you get. Exactly. I know.
I know too.
So I don't know why so many. So young ladies understand. Don't be like. I mean, you young older women need to tell young ladies, don't be like us. Don't go out here and waste your opportunities, waste your time, run through these men thinking there's gonna be hot girl summer, and anytime you decide you want to turn around, you can pull one off the tree. No, men are gonna ask all these questions, and then when they hear this chaotic past, they're gonna say no, thank you. There's not enough femininity, not enough inspiration, not enough beauty, not enough whatever you think you got to offer to make most men to step into that. Nope. That's just the truth.
Question? Can I?
No, I got other people to get to.
All right, Mr. Sanders. Have a good night.
You too now. I got to get to more people. I got 5 more people. Live. I don't know why so many women think men are just like dumb. Like, well, I can just use this man and use this man and use this man. Oh, now I'm ready. I got all this other stuff going on. You're lucky to get a man. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Okay.
So I have basically felt like I've gotten bad advice from the women in my family. I went to school. I focused on
How
my
old are
career.
you?
I just turned 30.
Okay.
I focused on my career. I am climbing the corporate ladder, and I'm really at a place where I'm, proud of the work that I'm doing.
Do you want to get married?
Yes, I really do.
Okay. Do you want to have children?
Yes.
How many?
2, 3 at the most.
Do you want to work to pay substantial bills after you get pregnant?
My plan would be to run my
Do you want to
run
work
a
to
business
pay
from home.
significant bills after you?
No, I don't. No.
I mean, so at 30 years old, so basically everything that you're about to tell me goes out of the wayside once you get married and have a kid.
Right.
So it's not worth it. That's what I'm going to tell the women tomorrow. Thank you, Liv, for leading me in tomorrow. You can be proud of your career and all this other stuff. But if you know at the end of the day you want to be married and be a stay-at-home wife, then don't go down this path because you just waste time. And you're going to throw it all away anyway to try to get a business from your house to which you didn't need all this for.
Right.
But now you're 30 years old, and you know that I can see, but you know the things that matter to the kind of men that you're interested in. You have to be fit, feminine, friendly. Dress size.
It's my dress size is 14.
You priced yourself out of the market right there.
I'm working on that. I have PCOS, and so I've hired
I don't know what that means, and I'm not trying to judge it. But what I'm saying is, whatever it is what it is. If a man is 5'7" and a woman wants a man 6 feet, ain't nothing he can do about it. Men want fit women, and you ladies know this. But unfortunately, so many of our sisters thought that I can use education and income that you're going to throw away anyway. That's what I'm saying. Ultimately, that's why I say the danger zone is so dangerous.
Danger zone!
Because everything that you're so proud of, if you were to find the right man, you'd be willing to get rid of it all, which means it's not really that important. So, ma'am, I don't want to get into your personal, but you gotta get fit.
Yep.
And then, what's the longest relationship you've ever had with a man since you've been in this corporate environment?
4 years.
How long ago did that end?
That ended 2 years ago.
And why didn't you guys get married?
Because he wanted to move to Atlanta. I told him that I was not willing to move unless we got married, and he said that he wasn't interested in getting married at that time.
Okay. So he wanted you to move to Atlanta without the commitment?
Yes.
In year what? Year 4?
Year 4, yes.
You guys didn't discuss marriage before that?
We did. His parents were divorced.
So you didn't make marriage a requirement for your time?
At that time, no. I was young, and
but you were doing your career thing too.
Yes.
So you're not going to just put it off on being young and dumb. I can't let you do that. You were happy to be unmarried career girl, Sex in the City, Carrie Bradshaw, Mr. Big. I can't allow you just to do that. Because that's the truth, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
I know,
true.
but you'd be willing to come in here and say, I was just young and dumb and he just took my youth. That's bull.
No, I mean,
but that's the way it would get. But that's the way it would get interpreted by so many, and I can't let you do that. You did not make it a requirement, so he did not take advantage of anything. You were perfectly happy to be yuppies. Did you guys live together?
So yeah, we lived together.
You were perfectly happy to play house without being on the lease, without being the having your name on the insurance policies. That was a bad business move. But you were not sure you wanted to marry him either.
Yeah.
So women often get in relationships and decide they want to marry the guy later on. And you both sound like you went into this just doing something. And sadly, ladies, when you run out of time, you were trying to marry a man that never wanted to get married in the first place. Ladies, let this be a lesson. Start with the end in mind. If you know you want to get married, start saying it, and don't only deal with men who want to get that outcome. Notice how I'm talking to a lot of these women. I'm having to pull it out of them that they want to be married with kids. Black women have become so accustomed. I'm just got to keep it to myself. And you can't hold a man responsible for something you don't tell him.
Right.
If you just said up front, hey, my name is Liv. I'm out here and living my corporate life, but hey, I am looking to be married with children. And I want to stay at home and raise my children. I love to have a stay-at-home business. That will sort through a lot of BS. Now, you may not have a boyfriend at the time, But you also wouldn't have a lot of wasted time either. So what you got was what you asked for. You had a fun time. Unfortunately, you wasted your youth on it. Now, when you guys got together, were you still a dress size 14?
I was smaller. Towards the end of our relationship is when I got my diagnosis, and I really didn't know what to do.
Okay.
But like once I got out of the relationship, I, found like really great doctors
Okay.
and a personal trainer, and I've been coming down a lot. It's more
Where were you?
related.
What's the largest you've ever been?
The largest I have been was a 16.
All right. And what size were you in college?
I was an 8.
See, at the height of, you put yourself in a position, man, and the likelihood of getting what you want is slim, very slim. Stay-at-home wife thing.
I'm also, just to mention, I'm also taller, so
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
72% of mothers in this country work full or part-time. You'll be one of those. And why is that? And I don't understand why that's so hard for black women. A lot of you black women are going to have to explain to me why y'all are so goddamn special to where every other woman on this planet, in this country can work. But all of a sudden, y'all are a bunch of damn buttery snowflakes that can't work.
Well, I don't mind working. I love my job. It's
working mothers,
great.
Working professional mothers. Understand.
Yeah.
Black women like yourself don't mind working for the white man when she's doing what you're doing, but then when you get underemployed by the black man, all of a sudden you need to be working from home. And see, and understand how a guy thinks. You've been working in this world for the longest. Stay out there. Why are we going to lose your 6-figure salary to get $30,000 a year?
Mm-hmm.
That's what, I mean, I don't think like that, but I'm also not looking to marry somebody in your position. It's a negotiation, man, and you're not starting with a good hand.
Right. I feel like the only reason why I kind of settled with the staying at home is because in my dating life, the big issue has been my flexibility with work. It's kind of been a bit of an issue. I tend to prioritize it.
Well, because that's all you got.
Yeah, between that and family, yeah, pretty much.
Exactly. I know. I mean, we try to make it sound sexy, but that's all you got. That's your only lifeline to the world. And that's why Corona exposed a lot of black women as having nothing. Take the job away and a lot of black women are absolutely alone.
I mean, I still have my job at least.
But when the country shut down, you didn't have going to the office.
Right. I've been working from home since March.
So you had none of the interpersonal interaction. So the point still stands. That's why these shows are doing so much, because so many black women for the first time are like, I guess it ain't all about this so-called job and career. I thought those women that got married at 22 years old was stupid.
Yeah.
Thanks for being honest though, Liv. Let me know how, I mean, you're on the right path. I just say get more realistic about your outcomes. You're not 22. You got to be more realistic.
Okay. And I mean, let's say that
I got to get on. I'm already an hour past, and I got one more person to get to. I'm tired.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. I got to get to D. Go ahead, D. I unmuted you. How are you?
Hey, I'm good.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
You're too young for this conversation.
I have a question.
Huh?
I have one question.
You're 21. You're too young for the conversation. No. Nope. All right, I'm shutting it down. Already passed. When I say that the parameters are the parameters, the parameters are the parameters. All right. High value men are for young women or exceptional women. Let me say that again. High value men are for young women, 18 to 24. 8, 9, 10 in the face. 8, 9, 10 were actually adjustable 6. 8, 9 in the face. In the body, 8, 9, and 10. If you're a young woman between 18 and 24, you can qualify for a high value man. Only if you fit that criteria. Adjustable 6 on the lower side, 8, 9 in the face. In the body, 8, 9, 10. Dress size 6 or less. Fit. If you don't fit those, you don't qualify. You can be a side piece, you can be fun, but not the wife. You cross over to 27, the only way you're going to get a high value man is if you're an exceptional woman. But you still have to have the looks and the fitness. And you have to lack children. And you have to have more on the ball than an 18 to 24-year-old. Waiting is a death sentence for women who want a high value man. High value men typically don't marry women.
Danger zone!
They just don't. They just don't. Go look at any man who became a multimillionaire or really successful. They go get a woman that's under 25. Because if you judge between the women I've talked to who are in the 27 to 35 range versus the 18 to 24, these women over here, oh, you just want them young girls because they're dumb and da-da-da. That's a bunch of old, bitter, cranky women saying it. They know why men want those women. Well, because they're dumb and easier to control. You can't handle. You're not supposed to handle a woman. You can't handle a woman. You're right. You can't handle. No, you're not supposed to handle anything. You're not supposed to handle a lady. So, what am I saying? If you're in 27 to 35 and you want this high value man, if you aren't, let's get real. You can define the lifestyle you want, but if you scrutinize yourself, scrutinize top to bottom, inside and out. If you're not fit, you ain't gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. Not the wedding ring. If you're not ready to invest, if you're not willing to get curious and educate yourself and then take action, I don't know. This show tonight is going to go down in history as some of the most telling content, some of the most honest conversations, and some of the most honest placement where far too many women are, and you're wanting up here, but you're down here. Rebecca Lynn Pope's groundbreaking video, Women's Unrealistic Dating Standards. You didn't have real live interaction between somebody asking questions or follow-up questions, but now you're seeing it. Tomorrow we deal with women 18 to 24. If you don't want to end up over here, what are you going to do with these years? And the last caller, when I talked to Liv, that's where so many of these women are. They go to college. They go get their masters, their MBA, and all sorts of kind of stuff. But they want to throw it away. They only do it, or not only do it, they go do it because they're not thinking about, because you don't need no man. Our culture has told our women, you don't need no man. You need to go get your degree. Don't ever be in a position to depend on the man. We put our culture incentivizes fear in our women to where they go get an education out of fear of ever depending on a man. But that education is poison to relationships because oftentimes the very women who go get the education turn around and think they're better than the men. So they start looking down on the men. So in order to get a man that's above you, he has to be way up here. And then you start thinking, well, I got this. Like that one woman, I honestly thought she was trolling me. But she was dead ass serious. 300 pounds, 276 pounds and more. That's the reality for far too many. And they think I can just go out and make it happen. No. And in this community, ladies, you're going to have to get brutally honest with who you are. Because the men to tell you this kind of stuff would pay an astronomical price, and they're just not going to do it. Men you work with are not going. They're not going to talk about this stuff in the work world because they HR. They're not going to lose their job, their career, and the women you talk to, or the other kind of people, they can't come from a man's standpoint. At best, they can tell you what their man wants. But if the audience is full of women, and the speakers are women, that should tell you something. Whew. Let me get in here and read some of these super chats and get up out of here. I don't know why so many women today are fixated on this social media. High value, whatever. When I was growing up, people who were average expected average. People who got a C, graduated with a C, didn't expect to go to college. And they sure didn't expect to go to Harvard. If your looks were a GPA and an SAT, could you qualify to get into an Ivy League? A top state school? Well, in effect, when you start asking for these high value men, that's what it means. What I will hope to do is we can have a conversation on what it means to be not paycheck to paycheck, but the above average, but below high value. Aaron and Greg, where most of y'all are. Most of the men are there, and honestly, most of the women are there. But what I see is the men right here know who they are and are realistic. The women here ain't even looking at them. The Petro principle is in a full effect. The men that best fit you, you think you're better than. So the women who can actually clear this clutter, you got an opportunity. There are a lot of men right there in that $60,000 a year to $85,000 a year range. There are a lot of men right there. While these other women over here are looking past them, trying to get men who don't even see them. If you can get your head together, the world is your oyster. At least the way I see it. So as usual, guys, soon as I launch this video, YouTube limited it. I haven't cursed. I hadn't cursed. I hadn't said anything. YouTube limited this video right off the rip. So what does that mean? If you want to continue to see content like this, you're going to have to support it. Thank you to the people who came through and supported the show. Thank you to the people who hit the like button. Thank you to the people who went ahead and donated. Thank you to the folks who came through on Cash App. But YouTube does not want men talking about this. Anytime you put woman in the title, the algorithm assumes you're going to be. I had a video last night get taken down for sexual suggestion. The category was, I almost tried to make it seem like it was X-rated. And there's no language in it. Think about and why am I saying this? Not to get you to give donations, to get you to understand that there are moneyed interests in keeping women over there, men over here, war. But we're going to figure out a way to talk about it. So anyway, I got to get up out of here. Thank you everybody that showed up. Thank you to everybody that called. I tried to answer the questions as best I could. Give you my opinion. It's just that, my opinion, my advice. And to the first young lady, the controlling lady in Atlanta, man, it's up to you. All you have to do is decide that you got to give up control. Because unless you give up control, who you going to deal with? A man that you got to control? That ain't going to be no fun. All right, guys, until next time, peace. We are gone. Shout out to Oshay Duke Jackson for that incredible video. Guys, make sure you go over Oshay Duke Jackson's channel and check him out. Doing incredible work over there. Shout out to Obsidian Media Network. Even though he's not on YouTube, he keeps cranking out great content over on Mixler. Great podcast format. Check it out. I think I saw Danica Marie coming here earlier. Shout out to Danica Marie. Shout out to the Crown Heads. Join me on Patreon. Videos you only see there. Also, Patreon is a great way. Patreon is a great way to support the platform. If you can't super chat or whatever, go over there and become a member. It helps me actually plan for the channel and continue to grow. We got a studio in the works. We have guests that are coming in. A lot of stuff planned for the remainder of the year. It's going to get bigger and better. We're about to cross 100,000, guys. Sky's the limit. Join me on IG for videos you will only see in the frat room. When they're up, they're up. When they're gone, they're gone. When they're down, they're down.
Nothing can stop me.
Email your show ideas to info@bykevinsamuels.com. Or, oh, what happened? The music stopped. Oh, we'll get back. Or, I'll get all the way back there. Email your show ideas to info@bykevinsamuels.com or go to bykevinsamuels.com, click scheduling, and book your one-on-one career advice, personal advice, and personal communication, or your virtual consultation. If you can't figure out which one works, just go and book your one-on-one customized session and we'll figure it out. Respect my inbox.
It's not a problem, 'cause I know what I'm getting into. Yeah. Nothing can stop me, 'cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way I follow.
Oshay talking about sandling it up. Yes, right. Sandling it up, weaving it up. Chick-fil-A, baby. Shout out to all the ladies for joining in and being good sports today. Guys, you got to give the ladies credit for coming in. Some of this stuff ain't easy to talk about. But either way, we'll get there. Till the next time. Good night.